just want to talk about ideas and where I personally generate my ideas and why some ideas I progress with and other ideas I don't. So for me, I identify problems through just living each day, from things I do, what I use day to day, week to week, what I can see that there's potential to make it easier to make what task I'm doing even easier. And I write lots of ideas, and then some I can go months and months without an idea, and then some I can get 2, 3 in a day, in a night, wake up during the night, have them as I'm going to sleep and make notes of them, because if I don't, I'll forget, and then I'll wake up the next morning or some part of that day and be like, what's that idea I had? It was fantastic, it's going to change the world, it's going to make so much easier. And that really wound me up. So I ensure I've also always got a dream book at the side of my bed, and that's what I write my ideas in as well. My dream book is something I wake up in the morning and write, but that's part of my routines. That's another video. So my ideas are generated from the tasks I do each day and notes I make. How I progress with those ideas is when I start off with a simple search. This is a problem I've got. Is there anything on the market to solve that? So I had one, as an example, last week. It was an air freshener for your Hoover. You attach an air freshener to the motor or to the spikes what clean the carpet, and that fragrances the carpet as you are hoovering. It turns out that there's already these on the market. I was just hoovering at home and we're like, it'd be nice if when I finished my hoovering, my house smelled lovely, or that room smelled lovely of the room I've just hoovered. So I action on research straight away to see if there's anything there, and if there isn't, then it keeps in the forefront of my mind. If there is, then I've gone through that step of ensuring that before any more time spent, before any more energy thoughts are spent, I found out whether there's anything like that or not. Whether I wanted to build on creating something which would be better than what's already on the market is a separate idea. I haven't quite have done that as yet. What I've done is I have purposely looked for a specific problem which I can create myself, and that leads me to the second part of coming up and carrying on with an idea. Is once I've done the research and the idea seems solid, there seems to be a problem for that idea, and there's no really a solution for it. It seems to be common that people have this issue. I then look at how I can actually make one, and this leads on to the second part, which is, can I make a prototype? Can I make a prototype which I can use to see if it solves the problem I've got? And some of my ideas are quite technical or more technical than from my experience and knowledge can actually make. So that goes away, and it's like, right, once I get one product and generating enough income and that's taken off and I can employ the right people to run it, I can then look at developing one of my other ideas, which is a lot more technical, which I'll need the finance investment in order to do that. At the moment, I'm bootstrapping this first idea, so funds are really tight. So you can only really do one idea when you're bootstrapping, and to make that idea simple. So can I make a prototype? If 1 and 2 says yes, then 3 you start looking at ideas and how I can prototype it. What are the ideas I can do in order for me to be able to solve the problem I've found, which I can use from everyday materials, everyday tools, and I start playing about with that. And this can go on for many months until I found a way in which to prototype which helps to sort the problem out. And from then I start researching more. So back onto researching different ways this product can be used for, this idea. What other problems could it solve within that same area of industry? Is there any improvements on my prototype I can make? And I just constantly make those small investments in terms of buying the material and buying tools to make, at the same time just pure my time, my downtime, just researching, playing about with the prototypes, looking to experiment, to learn, read loads on business, on product development, on the industry I'm looking in, technical books, and once I've gone through those stages and I see it's viable, something which can be made, it's something which can solve my problem, I then look to take it out and start speaking to other people about it. This is the problem I identified. Speak to real people. Do you have this same problem? What are the issues, or how do you solve it now? And I start doing face-to-face market research, and that gets quite nerving but quite exciting at the same time. It's very nerving talking about your product. It's very nerving seeking validation, seeking if others have got the same problem and how they solve it, and explaining yourself then, just a little bit of communication about what you've actually looking at developing and how it's going to be developed, and how it's going to solve the problem. And once you've crossed that and it seems to be a go, then it's your decision then. Are you gonna bring the product yourself to the market, or are you gonna license it? Once you've understood exactly what you want to do with that, whichever decision you make, for me, then it's purely doing all the design work for a sales sheet. It's then putting a whiteboard of all the jobs what needs to be done, in order to create the business side, because it's like coming up with an idea, and it's all right going out and, you know, researching and speaking and making a prototype, but if you haven't got a business acumen to back up so you can create a business for the product to be able to sell, then the high and likely of your product actually being a success is very small. Because, you know, building a business, that's where you've got to follow the right structure in order to have in place all the right procedures in order to make your product a great success. And so far, I've spent the last 7 months creating a business, understanding, you know, a landing website. I've written my own painting. You know, this is another step towards your product. Once you start understanding what you need to be doing in terms of creating the business, how are you going to protect the product? How are you going to protect the name? Can you get the .coms? That's when you really start delving into really creating a business, which is another video I will discuss. The 24 steps I've written and had to tick as and when I did it in terms of my business, creating the business side to my product. But right now I just want to keep it to the steps, what needs to happen. As I've said, I read loads of business books, loads of autobiography about people creating businesses, as well as the mindset and structures and belief systems we have to have in place in order for us to take the rejection we're going to take, in order for us to sell our vision of what we see in our product. And only through our persistence, patience and perseverance, our hard work, discipline, our intentions, can we actually create that product, create that business, and change the way people view our success. With that, our passion runs through us. So once you've established that the steps you need to take in terms of protecting, then you need to actually look at how, whether it needs a patent or trademark or registered patent, and then you know, looking at all the different aspects of ensuring that your product can be as best protected as possible. Now, I did all this through reading. I bought David Pressman patent book, Jack Sheen drawing book. I did all the research, and my product is paintable. So I written out my own painting. Took 4 weeks of everyday studying and writing and researching and putting the words together. But I had a belief that through perseverance, patience and persistence, being disciplined, being able to take the right steps in order for me to be able to have a painting, because I couldn't afford one, I can't afford one. That's what I've done. And now it's understanding for me, you know, the marketing side and learning about that. Every part of what I've done it purely through self-learning, purely through I don't know this, I'm going to research this, I'm going to read about this, I'm going to look into what I need to do and what I need to know, and the different ways in which people have succeeded. So just read, listen to podcasts, watch YouTube, but mine's mainly books and podcasts, and make me notes, and then action what I learn and try it out. It don't work straight away, but you've got that nugget of information, or the nuggets of information. You've got that inspiration that people have done it before you and created multi-million, billion-pound companies, and they've faced the same problems, the same issues in launching, the same way people don't see their vision as I do. That gives me great comfort and great motivation and great understanding that I too can actually, with my own belief, with my own vision, go out and actually communicate to the world why this actually will be a great benefit. So I'm just trying to cover as briefly with you about the different ways in which I've launched, and I had 3 projects on at once before I narrowed it down to this one project. And to be honest, this product I've designed is something I designed and we're using to read with, to improve my reading, improve my focus, to make me be a faster, efficient, where I could see, read and process more words on a line, so I could read more, read better and read fast. And this wasn't even the product I was looking at. I just designed it for my own problem. There was nothing on the market which I looked everywhere for, because I struggled really badly with staying focused and getting through a book as quickly and as efficiently as possible, which is why I created this, and we're just using it for my own reading purposes while I was building prototypes for 2 other projects. And it dawned on me in December 2019 that actually these other 2 I was looking at licensing and I was prototyping and having fun with, but this actually solves a great problem for many people. And if I can change myself by reading, by understanding, by gaining knowledge, by then going out and actioning, and through practice make it permanent within my own lifestyle, my own daily living, then I want to give that to others who had a barrier to reading. I want to change the way we read. So I knew then to put them 2 projects I was on with on hold and look to start building more of a clearer design of the prototype I was using to read with. And it was a great realization that I built something which I see will change the way people read, and to give hope and give understanding and a belief that they can read, that they can be able to achieve in their own lives, that they can be able to have the power to manifest themselves into anything they want to be. Just knowing that they can actually learn from others, and from others, the geniuses, the wisest, the cleverest, the people who've done that and been there and done that themselves and wrote about it because of their experience, to try and pass on their wisdom to people like me, so I can go on that path and with some kind of structure within the mindset achieve my greatness. And greatness is just the understanding of the talents and gifts you've been given. We only understand that is if we can reach that potential, and only by going on a journey and understanding ourselves and understanding what makes us happy, what makes us be Dean, what makes us be you, can we actually achieve that. So my journey since then is perfecting the best I can the prototype, then getting it out there in people's hands, seeing if what benefits me can benefit others through, I ain't got a patent registered, I've got one ready to go, but it was a step to which I needed to know that that just around my local community, because of coronavirus, I couldn't spread it any further. I couldn't spread it any further. I knew I needed to test whether people improve, and they did massively. I'm willing to pay, which they did. So that were another step, and now I'm on the process now. We're looking at how to manufacture it. I understand, what companies I can turn to, going out to friends and family to see if they can know anybody who can help with the manufacturing. But now it's putting together a manufacturing, looking at packaging, whilst also working on the marketing, which detailing my own journey, my own life, my own startup, keeps me engaged in the process I'm on, keeps me accountable, and it allows me to be able to look back on my previous videos to understand how I got to where I am today, and it's a reminder how far I've actually come. I know I'm going off key a little bit here, but this is all from having something which excited me, which give me passion, which give me a understanding, and I've loved the process. And I wouldn't have done that without actually notifying and finding a product to solve a problem I've got. And you can find yours, you can research yours, you can spend your downtime and start off with the steps I've spoken, and researching, finding if there's problems, how you can prototype, make a prototype, start building a business, looking at manufacturing, then marketing, getting into people's hands, how you can protect it. These are all stages to which I've gone through to get to here, and now I'm in the process now. We're looking for manufacturers. I've designed my packaging, created my own landing page. I've written my own patent. I have designed my own logos, my own logo. I bought the .coms for my product. I have also made a business plan, a projection of costs, made a 1 minute, 5 minute, 10 minute pitch. I have created and learned, and now continuing to learn how to communicate, and I'm using this vlog in order for me to start being able to communicate clearly, and that's where I am at the moment, learning how to create a marketing campaign, as well as, you know, seeking validation through early adopters and getting out and speaking to them. And it's been extremely hard. It's every step I tell you, I can't tell you clearly enough how much I've had to learn, which I've enjoyed, how much I've had to take myself out of comfort zone, where I kind of sat and nearly pulled my hair out, not understanding how I can create this business to go with the product, the frustrations, how I've sacrificed my personal time whenever I can. I haven't bothered going out or doing anything because, you know, I want to spend that time doing something I really enjoy, creating the business and the product in order for it to have the best chance to success. So, you know, I just want to leave this with an understanding that it's only you who can create a different environment to the problems you have by you making the steps and acknowledging and making notes and willing to learn, as I have. Continue and will always continue. This is my life, my journey, my startup. This is me.